So before I start this video, I just want to say this is not a bashing the Giants video. This is about a growing problem in the NFL. It's been getting worse year by year. And this year I think it's just reached ridiculous proportions. What does every football fan think of when they sit down to watch a game? Maybe just in the back of their mind, but you know that you ask yourself, or tell yourself, I hope this isn't the game, or I hope the refs are on my side in this game, because it's gotten that bad. And anybody that watched that Minnesota game where they made history, if you watch that whole game, there were a multitude of bad calls that almost took that away from Minnesota. And it was, it was very strongly on Minnesota, uh, who did they play? The Colts side, the calls. But there was one bad call for the Colts that where Matt Ryan made a first down, but they blew the whistle before he crossed the line and called it down before he reached the line. But Minnesota had a multitude of bad calls against them that almost prevented them from pulling that game out. But in this game, uh, there were a number of terrible calls, or missed calls, I should say. And they weren't plays that were kind of away from the ball. No, these are all plays that the refs had their eyes on because it was where the ball was going. And the first one, the humdinger is right at the end of the game where Samuel's mugged in the end zone. But twice before that, earlier in the game, he had some issues on some other non-calls. But let me show you. Here's the first one. So Samuel goes down the left side. The defender hits him across the head before the ball gets there, and then drags his face mask back, puts his hand in his face mask. Watch that again. I mean, how do you not call that? How do you see that play and not call it? Okay, the next one is a helmet to helmet hit, and I believe it's Samuel again. He makes the catch, but he's hammered. You can see the guy give the kind of go to sleep sign, which should have been taunting, I think. On top of that, right there, he gives like the thing. Watch this hit to the head. Bam. Nothing. No call. Right out in the middle of the field, focus of the play. No call. Watch that again. Snaps his head back. It's not even close. Go to sleep. Bam. All right, and then the coup de grace at the end of the game. That's McLaurin. He's double covered, so see another angle. This isn't even close. He's just draped all over his back, throwing his arms around his neck. No call. And look at this. Look at this. How do you not call that play? But they find the ticky tack stuff like Terry McLaurin lining up a little off the line. And he even goes to the official a couple of times, say, am I good? Am I good? Official just totally ignored it. And the touchdown was made on the run by Robinson. And of course, they had to run that play over again. So we never got the chance to tie the game with a 2-point conversion. But anyway, uh, and this is happening in pretty much every game I've seen this year. This was worse than most, but this is happening in every game. You literally sit down to a game and say, what bad calls am I going to get today? Am I going to be on the good side or the bad side? And I mean, we had to play against Philadelphia where it was a blatant face mask that they missed. Um, so I'm not just saying, we're getting the bad calls. We're getting away with some stuff too. I mean, there's been a few very close games where we could have been called for penalties and weren't. So, it's not about us and the Giants. It's about the league. They've got to do something about these officials. They're horrific. And it's ruining the sport. It really is. It's ruining. I mean, I won't watch another game this year. I can't sit down and watch these games. And 5 minutes into them, there's a missed call or a bogus call. Uh, it's it's just getting that bad. Anyway, that's it. Take care.